All right, it is 6:30. We will call the April council meeting to order at this time. Welcome to those in attendance, those watching at home, and to the council. At this time, we will have the clerk call the roll.
Bry,
Here.
Schley,
Here.
Katarabik, here. Beeman,
Here.
Sakala,
Here.
Bolt,
Here.
Cummings,
Here.
Vanderkin,
Here.
Reckelberg,
Here.
Sikowitz,
Here.
all present.
Thank you. At this time, will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and if you could remain standing for a prayer by our council president, Eric Sitkowitz. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God, thank you for the men and women who serve our community in leadership roles and for their families. Please provide our leaders with reminders each day of why they decide to dedicate their time to public service, and use that in commitment to encourage them. We especially thank Steve Zakala and Darian Katarabik for their dedication to the city of Manitowoc. Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, we have three proclamations this evening, so we'll get through them. First, the Arbor Day proclamation. This is one thing we have to do, actually, in order for us to be a tree city, official tree city. One thing is we have to have proclamation, we have to have a tree commission, we have to put at least $1 per citizen into our forestry program, and we also have a celebration every year with, I believe this year we're having a celebration with Bethany Lutheran School fourth graders and planting a tree for our Arbor Day celebration this year. So I'll read the proclamation. It reads, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. Whereas this special day, known as Arbor Day, was first observed with planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. Whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. Whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitats for wildlife. Whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas the city of Manitowoc has been recognized as Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation for 41 years and desires to continue its tree management program. Now therefore, I, Justin Nichols, Mayor of the City of Manitowoc, do hereby proclaim Friday, April 26th, 2024 as Arbor Day in the City of Manitowoc, and urge all citizens to support efforts to care for our community forest and to support our city's forestry program. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees, take care of our existing forest, and promote present and future tree care. That is our Arbor Day proclamation. Our next one is, and I'll invite up Mackenzie Reed, our city clerk, right now, to be presented with the Professional Municipal Clerks Week proclamation. I just want to give a huge shout out to Mackenzie and all the poll workers, all the election workers this past election. Unfortunately, sometimes in the news, they're cast in a bad light, and I could assure you that anyone who knows a poll worker, knows anyone at the election sites, are full of integrity and just want to ensure safe and fair elections in the city of Manitowoc. All thanks especially to Mackenzie and her staff in the clerk's office. So I'll read this proclamation. It reads, whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. Whereas the Office of Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. Whereas the Office of Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants. Whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the professional municipal clerks serve as an information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of municipal clerk. Now therefore, I, Justin Nichols, Mayor of the City of Manitowoc, do hereby proclaim the week of May 5th through May 11th as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to the City of Manitowoc Professional Municipal Clerk, Mackenzie Reed, and to all the clerks and all in her staff for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the community they represent. Would you like to say anything, Mackenzie?
Well, sure. just a
Okay.
quick word. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Mayor Nichols. I'm delighted to accept this on behalf of the entire City Clerk's Department. Certainly a team effort, and I couldn't do it without the amazing team of people that work across the hall and all of our dedicated election inspectors. And to anybody out there watching and listening, if you're interested in becoming a poll worker, I encourage you to reach out to me because we're always looking for people to help with that. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, especially before November, or for November. All right, the final proclamation is for National Police Week and Peace Officers Memorial Day. I invite Police Chief Nick Reimer up, and he'll say a few words about some things that we will be doing locally to celebrate. This isn't for a month yet. May 15th is the official day, but we don't have a council meeting until then, so we'll do it now. Yeah, that's, no, that's just scary with you behind me. All right. Just so I can see your gun. All right. Whereas Congress and the President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day and the week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. And whereas the members of the law enforcement agency of Manitowoc play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of Manitowoc. And whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement agency, and that members of our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression. And whereas the people of the Law Enforcement Agency of Manitowoc unceasingly provide a vital public service. Now therefore, I, Justin Nichols, Mayor of the City of Manitowoc, in recognition of this event, do hereby proclaim the week of May 12th through the 18th, 2024 as National Police Week, and encourage the community to observe this week with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who, by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities, have rendered a dedicated service to their communities, and in doing so, have established for themselves an enviable and enduring reputation for preserving the rights and security of all citizens. And further, I call upon citizens of Manitowoc to observe May 15th, 2024 as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of those law enforcement officers who, through their courageous deeds, have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or have become disabled in the performance of duty. And let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of our fallen heroes. Chief, like to say a few words?
Thank you. Well, on behalf of the entire Manitowoc Police Department, I want to say thank you for this proclamation. Thank you to the mayor, of course, and the elders who have always supported us. It's extremely important to honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. We've had 3 alone in the city that have had to do that. We also want to honor those who continue to serve Manitowoc and actually are put at risk of that every day. So, like the mayor alluded to, on May 15th at 2:45, the entire public is invited and encouraged to attend our ceremony, which takes place, again, May 15th, 2:45, outside the courthouse, between the courthouse and the jail. And it's an excellent ceremony. It only lasts about 20 or 30 minutes, but I think it's really important to honor those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. So hopefully, we'll see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. All right, we have 2 other recognitions, and allow the 2 alders who, this will be their last meeting, to say a few words and to be recognized for their service on the Manitowoc City Council. The first one will be District 5, Alderwoman Darian Kotarabic, if you'd like to come over here, please. As you're walking, I'll say what you were all on. So Alderwoman Kotarabic served from April 19th, 2022 to April 15th, 2024. She served on the Finance, Public Safety, Personnel, Board Review, Library Board, and she actually is the current Library Board President. The plaque reads, "Thank you for your dedication and service to our community representing District 5 in the City of Manitowoc and your service to the citizens of the City of Manitowoc." Presented this 15th day of April, 2024. I just want to say it's been a delight working with you. It's great to see, especially younger folks, getting involved in local government and our community and wanting to step up and help. And it took a little arm twisting at the beginning to get Alderwoman Gada Rebeck to even consider running. But once she did, she stepped in joyfully and excited and wanted to really serve in areas and on areas where she had a focus and things that were important to her. She's always spoken up very eloquently and well on some tough issues sometimes, but always with the care and mind of the citizens. So thank you for your service, and we'll see you around, I'm sure.
Thank you, everybody. I can't even begin to explain how grateful I am for this experience. I learned so much about our community and about how it works. And it has just been wonderful working not only with other members of the council, but with every single employee of the city of Manitowoc. I feel honored to know all of you, and I really hope that this knowledge that I have gained and the experience that I have gained with this, I can continue to promote our wonderful community, because I was born here, I grew up here, I love it here, and it has been an honor to serve, and I hope that chance will come again in the future. It was a really difficult decision to step back to work on some other goals for a while, but I am eternally grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. And the next one is Alderman Steve Sakala. Come on down. You got a lot, so I'll read this one. Alderperson, City of Manitowoc for District 9, April 19th, 2016 to April 15th, 2024. Served on Finance, Public Safety, Personnel, Public Infrastructure, Board of Public Works, Board of Review, Crime Prevention, Library Board, Municipal Tree Commission, Room Tax Commission, Zoological Board, and served as council president from 2021 to 2023. Thank you for your dedication and service to our community, representing District 9 in the City of Manitowoc, and your service to the citizens of the City of Manitowoc. Presented this 15th day of April 2024. And I don't even know what to say about Steve Sakala. This one actually boggled my mind, because usually I can come up with something witty. But Steve, when he first got elected, you would think, just politically, especially in today's politics, it was different back then, that him and I probably wouldn't get along. As Steve always says, our ballot in November probably will look different, and it will. But what Steve brought to the council and the way he went about it, it was not politically charged or driven at all, whatsoever. It was for the care of the community. And, you know, we became really good friends, actually, in light of it, and when people probably thought we wouldn't. And a lot of folks have said that's the problem with Washington and Madison nowadays, is when congressmen left Washington, they didn't have their families there, they didn't stay there. That's really when it started falling apart. Because when you connect with someone on a personal level, we can disagree up there, but we can go after and have a beer and be friends. We have our families that are friends. It's so important. That's really what helps make it an easier job, but a fun one. And, you know, Steve, when he was running for the election, you know, he was talking about all things he accomplished or what he wanted to talk about. And you can just see that, you know, his family is third generation, fourth generation? Fifth with the grandchild in Manitowoc, his love for the community. And, you know, since April of 2016, Steve can literally just drive anywhere around the city and see an accomplishment that has his name written on it. Just tonight on your final votes, you're gonna be approving something that we've been working on for 15 years. with the Mid-City Mall property. We're gonna be adding 2 hotels because tourism is thriving in the community. And you took so much pride on the Room Tax Commission, and with Visit Manitowoc and everything that we've done. The industrial park is full. You supported every single development agreement. You've supported more land for future growth. The city's rocking. And while it's sad to see someone like Steve, who really truly is here for the better of the community, not politically, not anything otherwise, it's sad to see someone like him go, but Steve, you definitely served in arguably some of the best times this city has ever seen, and your name is on it. So congratulations, we're gonna miss you.
Real quick, I just want to, first off, thank everybody in District 9 for allowing me to represent them these last 8 years. Want to thank all you guys up here on the dais. You made this very easy. Even, especially new people coming in and struggling, helping me along and keeping me pointed in the right direction and learning how things work. And for those that don't know, there is a lot of moving pieces involved in running a city. I mean, like, holy crap. But, so, thank you. And we're very, very blessed. We have great associates working for the city of Manitowoc, and we have really, really great department heads. We really do. I mean, the girls here at City Hall do a fantastic job. Visit Manitowoc, the girls there, that's incredible. Everything that's transpired over the last, in my lifetime and over the last 8 years. So, thank you all for making this easy, and that's about all I got to say. So, thanks.
All right. That is it for presentations. We'll move to the next item on the agenda, which is public hearings. We have 2 of them. First one for the purpose of hearing any and all interested parties in the matter of a proposed change in zone from R6 multiple family to B2 neighborhood business for property located at southwest corner of Western Avenue and South 21st Street. We will have the clerk read the proof of publication.
Notice of this public hearing was published in the Herald Times on April 1st and April 8th.
Thank you. Adam.
All right, this request is a continuation of a new small business that established itself a couple of years ago. If you recall, the city initially rezoned this property to allow a dog grooming business as well as an apartment upstairs. They are looking to continue to expand. The council approved the sale of this piece of property back in February of this year. Now they are requesting rezoning to allow a parking lot to support the business on site. The rezoning is consistent with the comprehensive plan and the surrounding neighborhood. Staff recommended approval, and the Plan Commission unanimously supported approval as well.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the council at this time for Adam? Seeing none, then this is a public hearing for this specific subject matter. If there's anyone interested in speaking on this specific subject matter, you may do so at this time. Anyone interested in speaking? Twice, 3 times. We will close this public hearing. We'll move to the next public hearing for the purpose of hearing any and all interested parties in the matter of a proposed change in zone from B3 general business to R6 multiple family for property located on Memorial Drive. We'll have the clerk read the proof of publication.
Notice of this public hearing was published in the Herald Times on April 1st and April 8th.
Thank you. Adam.
All right, this one is maybe a little bit unusual because the applicant is actually requesting to downzone the property from a district that allows more uses to one that is a little more restrictive in many ways. However, the applicant is proposing the rezoning in the hopes of putting up a 4-story condominium building on the property. And in order to not have commercial on the first floor, they need a residential zoning district instead of the commercial zoning district of which it's currently in. Again, this request is consistent with the comprehensive plan. Staff did recommend approval, as did the Planning Commission after the public information hearing, and no comments or concerns were received from the neighbors.
Thank you. Any questions from the council for Adam at this time? Seeing none, then this is a public hearing for this specific subject matter. If there's anyone interested in speaking, you may do so now. Anyone interested in speaking? One last time. We'll close this public hearing. We'll move to the items on the agenda. We'll move to item F, public input. If there's anyone interested in speaking on anything germane to the business of the city of Manitowoc, you may do so at this time. Anyone interested in speaking? Yes, just please state your name for the record.
Matt Sauer. I am here to talk to you a little bit about extension of the cup for the Manitowoc Warming Shelter. It's on your agenda a little bit later. I want to say thank you. This city has been an incredible partner in helping the homeless in our community. And we're asking for this extension because the part that is in there about needing to do building improvements for life safety, we respect all of that, but we have discovered that to make those changes in our current location at First Presbyterian Church long-term does not actually help the needs of the homeless because we remain with only 12 beds despite what might amount to $750,000 for a sprinkler system. So we are looking at a permanent home, but in order to be able to invest in that and get that job right, we kind of need to know that for one more year, we don't have to worry about finding another temporary space. So a couple numbers to throw at you, 8. So 8 is an individual, is the number of folks that we often are unable to serve at the current shelter with its need of only having 12. So we need a bigger space, and again, that's what we're working on. 93%. We've had a 93% occupancy rate. That doesn't include the month of April. We ended the season on Friday. I haven't had a time to run those stats yet, but we clearly have a need in this community, and we believe that the warming shelter has been doing a good job. The location that we're at is serving the needs quite well. Again, we've partnered with the city to get benches out there so people look less disheveled just having to sit in the snow on the sidewalk. We've worked with the city to get a garbage can outside there. So again, we're doing our part, our civic duty. All of that matches the city. We've been a great partner with the city, and I hope that you will continue that to allow us to move later this summer to bring more plans to you about what the next steps are at a new location. So again, I'm just urging you to please vote in favor of that. And I'll just throw it out there for anyone who might be listening. The permanent shelter will end up being probably a cost between $6 and $8 million. So if you have some money, let's talk.
Hey, thank you. Is there anyone else interested in speaking for public input? Yes, please, just state your name for the record.
My name is Ryan Hansen. I am local clergy, and for 2 years, I have been a weekly volunteer at the warming shelter. So I'd like to speak in support of renewing the way for the warming shelter to operate for one more season as we work on more permanent solutions. Obviously, there's more sustainable things we need to work on, all as a community. Just speaking as a volunteer, I show up in the middle of the night, so I don't have a lot of interaction with our guests, and also not a ton of interaction with other volunteers as well. But I've witnessed the community building and the neighbor building capacity of the warming shelter. People are coming together from different churches, people of no faith, coming together to be neighbors, to serve their neighbors. And to me, that's just, there's not too many more things that you can have in your community that do that. This does this very well. So thank you again for making this possible for 2 seasons, and I just urge your support for one more season. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else interested in speaking on anything germane to the business of the city of Manitowoc? Once, twice. I will close public input. We'll move to appointments. There are none this evening. There will be standing committee appointments tomorrow, and May is when we'll get the large amount of appointments for citizens and other boards and commissions. We'll move to item H, consent agenda. Is there anything to be removed from the consent agenda? If not, I'd look for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. We'll now move to item I, committee reports. We'll start with Committee of the Whole and Council President Eric Sitkowitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The clerk has both documents this evening.
We have document 1355, which is former Lakeshore and Mid-Cities Mall properties. Committee returns same, recommending to approve the purchase of 3 parcels of property commonly known as the former Lakeshore and Mid-Cities Mall, subject to the approval of all documentation by the attorneys for the city and the city attorney.
Council, your pleasure on this report.
Move for the adoption of the committee's report, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. For 15 years, it took 15 seconds. Thank you all.
Document 1408 is a report of Special Events Committee, recommending approval for a variety of special events requiring council approval. Committee returns same, recommending approval.
Council, your pleasure on this report.
Move for the adoption of the committee's report, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Anything else, Council President Sitkowitz?
Nothing at this time. That completes our business.
Thank you. We'll move then to the Finance Committee and Alderman Jim Bry as chair.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The clerk has our documents.
Document 1338 is an ordinance to amend Manitowoc Municipal Code, Section 26.030, regarding the municipal judge. Committee returns same, recommending to adopt the ordinance as amended.
Council, your pleasure on this ordinance.
Move to adopt the ordinance as amended, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously.
Document 1347 is discussion and possible action on term sheet with Odyssey Hotels. Committee returns same, recommending to approve the term sheet.
Council, your pleasure on this report.
Move for the adoption of the committee's report, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Alderman Bry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and you kind of alluded to in your comments here, but 2 new motels, whatever you want to call them, will be coming to Manitowoc hopefully within the next 5 to 6 years. The first one is an 84-unit Hampton Hotel on a 2-acre parcel, hopefully starting yet this year, 2024, to be fully operational by January 1st of 2026. Then the other one would be another Hampton Hotel, that would be a Marriott Hotel, I apologize, beginning in the summer of 2028 and hopefully full expand operation by 2030. So as you mentioned, must be more than a destination for just car washes here. We're doing some very good things here. And you have to remember when we're talking now just about hotels or car washes or anything for that matter, businesses, when they do these projects, they look at the what's going on in the community. They do their homework. They don't just come and say, hey, there's too many this, that, or not enough here, there. That's why we don't have certain restaurants here that I would like. I'm sure that many of you would like. But we keep growing, we keep moving in the right direction. We maybe get that at Olive Garden someday. Oh yeah, and I apologize for that. Part of the first development with the hotel too will be another restaurant coming too, so. That's all I have right now on that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Bry. I have Alderman Bolt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I should be one to talk when it comes to spelling and punctuality, but if you look at item 4D, I think that's a typo, 20230?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's a long ways away.
Yeah, I think that needs, that just needs to be amended or something.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, when I was reading that, I was like,
That's
trying to
good
figure
catch.
out-
Good
but
catch.
that's my only comment, is the draft. Make sure we scrub the draft, that's all, sir.
Yeah, that should say 2030, correct? Not 20,230. Anything else? Alderman Schley.
Just very quickly, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I did my homework. I make a habit of that. A&R is a big player, and I don't mean to mince words with Alder Bry here, but he said hotel or motel. These are not motels, folks. These are going to be heavy hitter hotels. These are going to be beautiful landmarks up along I-43. I can't wait to see what kind of restaurant they're bringing in, and I'm probably more excited about this than almost anything on the docket tonight. So, thank you for my.
Thank you, Alderman Schley. Anything else? Any further discussion? Seeing none then, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously.
Document 1398 is a re-record the existing covenants for the portion of the iTech Industrial Park lying east of Silver Creek. Committee returns same, recommending to instruct staff to finalize drafting the council resolution and re-record the covenants and amendments at the Manitowoc County Register of Deeds office.
Council, your pleasure on this report.
Move for the adoption of the committee's report, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Anything else, Alderman Bry?
That's all I have now, Mr. Mayor, but I guess regardless of who is the chairperson of the Finance Committee going next term, but typically speaking, the next meeting of the Finance Committee will be May 7th, Tuesday at 5:30 PM here in the Common Council chambers. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move then to the Personnel Committee, and Alderman Bill Schley is chair.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The clerk has the documents.
Document 1389 is a resolution to hire seasonal employees related to elected officials, department heads, or supervisory personnel. Committee returns same, recommending to adopt the resolution.
Council, your pleasure on this resolution.
Move to accept the resolution.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor? Oh, does this
call.
have to be roll call?
Oh,
Yes.
yep, sorry.
Thank you. Caught it at the last second. Thank you. Roll call vote. We'll have the clerk call the roll.
Bry,
Aye.
Schley,
Aye.
Katarabik,
Aye.
Beeman,
Aye.
Sakala,
Aye.
Bolt,
Aye.
Cummings, Vanderkin,
Aye.
Reckelberg,
Aye.
Sikowitz.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Document 1390 is a resolution for a pay rate for seasonal assistant at the police department. Committee returns same, recommending to adopt the resolution.
Council, your pleasure on this resolution.
Move to accept the resolution.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously.
Document 1391 is a resolution for employee policy manual, Article 14, duty pay rate. Committee returns same, recommending to adopt the resolution.
Council, your pleasure on this resolution.
Move to accept the resolution.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Alderman Schley.
Just real quickly, this is simply boilerplate, cleaning up some basically information that needed to be cleaned up. No big deal, it's just boilerplate stuff, so pretty simple. That's
Thank
why we recommended it.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously.
Document 1392 is a resolution for a one-time bonus for Transit Operations Supervisor Kevin Botesi. Committee returns same, recommending to adopt the resolution.
Council, your pleasure on this resolution.
Move to accept the resolution.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Alderwoman Katarabik.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to publicly, again, offer gratitude to Kevin. He has really gone above and beyond to make sure that our transit operations are working as they should. I would say better than they should. So just want to say thank you to Kevin. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Anything else, Alderman Schley?
That exhausts our agenda, Mr. Mayor. Just two quick things. Monday, May 6th at 5:30 PM, there will be a Personnel Committee meeting. I don't know who the chair will be, but that's when it'll be, Monday, May 6th. Secondly, being the chair, I get the microphone for a minute, so I'm going to take this opportunity to say thank you to two individuals. First of all, Alder Katarabik, thank you for your service, but especially to Alder Sakala. 4 years ago, when I stumbled into office, winning by 12 votes over an incumbent, which still blows my mind, I came in here totally green. I'd worked in politics, folks. I'd never been an elected official, but I'd worked at the state level, and I worked for a congressman. So I thought I kind of knew what was going on, and I came in this room, I saw all these people up here, and I saw all these people back here, all of our directors and police chief and fire chief. And every one of these folks has stepped up and over my time has given me advice and counsel when I've asked for it. There's only one person who ever stepped up without being asked, and that was Steve Sakala. One of my first days here, he had been on the job for 4 years, and he came up to me and he said, I want to teach you a couple of things real quickly that nobody taught me. I had to learn by myself, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. And one of them was Robert's Rules of Order, and I went home and I studied, and I studied, and I studied, and I still don't have it right. It's complicated as heck, I think. But he was the first person to step up without being asked to help me, and he has helped me since. And like the mayor, we'll probably have different ballots in November, but He is, was, and will be a good friend. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Alderman Schley. We'll move to the Public Infrastructure Committee and Alderman Sakala.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The clerk has our documents.
We have document 1359, which is a resolution approving the City of Manitowoc and City of Two Rivers adjusted urban area boundary. Committee returns same, recommending to adopt the resolution.
Council, your pleasure on this resolution.
Move to adopt the resolution, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second to discussion. Alderman Sakala.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, what do you mean adjusting the urban area boundary? That's just simply something that we go over like every 10 years, something like that, just to figure out where subdivisions are going and things of that nature. And a lot of it has to do with applying for funding for roads. So that's why that's on there. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously.
Document 1402 is a resolution to proclaim May 11th, 2024 as World Migratory Bird Day in the City of Manitowoc. Committee returns same, recommending to adopt the resolution.
Council, your pleasure on this resolution.
Move to adopt the resolution, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Sorry, I was reading.
That's okay. I didn't know if this was going to be the contentious item
No,
tonight.
no.
Alderman Sakala, you don't have anything on this one?
I can add something, sure. I mean,
Why
everybody-
not?
Everybody else has a day, why not migratory birds, right?
There you go. Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Anything else, Alderman Sakala?
No, Mr. Mayor, that concludes our business.
Thank you. We'll move then to the Public Safety Committee, and Alderman Mike Cummings is chair.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The clerk has done.
Is your microphone on?
No, it is.
Now it is. There you go.
All right, document 1339 is a K-9 Memorial Statue fundraising program. Committee returns same, recommending to approve the request.
Council, your pleasure on this report.
Move for the adoption of the committee report, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Alderman Cummings.
Yep, thank you for that, Mr. Mayor. I kept this off the consent agenda just because it is something that is going to possibly, get funded and be a nice statue for the city in front of the police department. It highlights our K-9 program, which is obviously very special for a lot of people. And so hopefully it gets enough attention and we can get it funded and get it out there and people can take pictures in front of it.
There you go. Thank you.
You bet.
Alderman Sakala.
So as a community, some of the things that we do, not just our community, but all communities, you memorialize and you honor those that selflessly serve your community. That's why you see soldiers, service members, memorials up, and you also see law enforcement memorials up, because those are the two groups of people that truly selflessly serve your community. And as far as selfless serving, nothing is more selfless than a canine. I mean, there is no creature on earth that is more selfless, than that dog. And so therefore, really nothing is absolutely more fitting than to have this statue, memorializing our canines that serve, with our heroes on the police department. So it's not just that we need to find them. No, we absolutely, this thing has to go up. It has to. There's no getting around it. So with that, I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Anything else, Alderman Cummings?
That does conclude our business today. Before I announce when the next meeting will be, first off, thank you, Alderperson Cotter-Abick, for being the vice chair of the Public Safety Committee. You did step in for me a few times this year because of conflicts I did have and handled it wonderfully. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Then the next meeting will be on May 13th at 5:30 in the council chambers. That's it.
Sounds good. Thank you. We will now take up the Plan Commission documents.
We have document 1328, which is a Manitowoc Cooperative Ministry First Presbyterian Church review of the conditional use permit for a transitional housing warming shelter located at 502 North 8th Street. Plan Commission returns same, recommending to approve the continuance of a conditional use permit to First Presbyterian Church for the establishment of a 12-bed transitional housing warming shelter located at 502 North 8th Street for the fall 2024 to spring 2025 time period. If all building, fire, and life safety codes are not addressed to the satisfaction of building inspection and the fire department, the conditional use permit will automatically terminate on April 1st, 2025.
Council, your pleasure on this report.
Move for the adoption of the committee's report, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Alderman Schley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. When I saw this on the docket tonight, and then I heard Pastor Sauer speak before we got down to our business, one word came into my head: unacceptable. When I say that, I mean, when I heard that at least 8 people in our city go cold and hungry every night between November 1st and May 1st, at least, that's unacceptable. We need to do something as a city. We need to do something as a community, as a business community. I mean, Alder Sekula is absolutely right about that statue. It deserves its due. But this really, really deserves our attention. I will vote to support this, but the point needs to be made. We need a more permanent solution in the city of Manitowoc, and we need it soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderwoman Katarabek.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't think I can say it any better than Alder Schley just did. But I have volunteered for the shelter as well a handful of times. It is disheartening at minimum to know the number of people that are turned away. That's not including people who are sleeping in cars or finding various other options to do so. So it is definitely more than 8 people who don't have stable housing. So I agree wholeheartedly with what Alder Schley just said, and I will support this wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none then, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you.
Document 1400 is an ordinance amending section 7.010 and 7.020 of the municipal code to rename Clay Pit Road to Chiefs Way. Plan Commission returns same, recommending to adopt the ordinance.
What's your pleasure on this ordinance?
For the adoption of the ordinance, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Alderman Cummings.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. There again, once again, council, thank you very much for taking this up and voting on it. If we vote to accept this, that would be an incredible honor for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been obviously serving youth football since 1974. This is our 50-year anniversary. So this would be the perfect opportunity to go and rename that road to the one thing that is down there, and that is the Chiefs. I will tell you, as the Chiefs president, we are doing better, just like the city, doing better than we've ever have done before. The future is very bright. As you know, last month we approved the field renovation project, which you'll be seeing more about as the year progresses, and this would be the great kickoff to that entire thing once we get it going. So I do, hopefully you'll support it, and it's just another positive step forth in the youth football for Manitowoc.
Thank you. Alderman Bolt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Along with what Alderman Cummings said, not many people around here know, there's a few out in the audience can remember what Clay Pit Road even was, let alone what it started off as when the viaduct went up and they put all that stuff that was formerly the bridge into that area and it was given to the Chiefs. Well, I was I reaped part of those rewards as one of the young 1978 Chiefs, and there's no better way to keep it going for the next 50 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Bolt. Alderman Schley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Alder Bolt. I never knew why it was called Clay Pit Road, and I'm really old, so thanks. It's about time. I can't wait to see all the changes that are coming to the Chiefs Field, the clubhouse. Again, a great institution in our city. Really excited about it, and really excited to do my part and ref some of your football games this year, and hopefully not have some 8th grader take my head off like he did last year. So looking forward to it. Thank you for your time.
So the ambulance will just be called the Chiefs Way now.
I didn't need an ambulance, but
Any further discussion?
they're making it bigger. I don't know.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously.
Document 1405 is an ordinance to amend Section 15.050 of the Municipal Code to rezone the property located at the southwest corner of Western Avenue and South 21st Street from R6 Multiple Family to B2 Neighborhood Business. Plan Commission returns same, recommending to adopt the ordinance.
What's your pleasure on this ordinance?
Move for the adoption of the ordinance, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second, discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously.
Document 1406 is an ordinance to amend Section 15050 of the Municipal Code to rezone the property located on Memorial Drive, parcel 816-103-180, from B3 General Business to R6 Multiple Family. Plan Commission returns same, recommending to adopt the ordinance.
What's your pleasure on this ordinance?
Move for the adoption of the ordinance, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Motion and a second, discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Any other business to come before the council this evening? If not, we would look for a motion. Alderman Sakala, you want to make it?
I'll make a motion to adjourn, sign, and die.
Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Alderwoman Cotter-Rabeck. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned, sign and die.